Hi guys, today I'm here to do a review on Anatomy of a Single Girl by Daria Snadowsky. Snadowsky? Anatomy of a Single Girl is the sequel to Anatomy of a Boyfriend, but it's not, you don't really have to read this one to get this one. We have our main character, who is a redhead named Dominic, and in Anatomy of a Boyfriend, you see her with her first boyfriend, first love, first everything, and then, you know, there comes the fallout, and that's not a spoiler, it's in the summary of this one. In Anatomy of a Single Girl, she's 19, she is single now, and, well, I was so excited to know that there was a sequel, because I really wanted to know where her life had gone. I mean, she was a fun character, it was a really funny book, and I don't know, it just felt really nice to just see her again in this story. I have to say that I enjoyed this one a lot more than Anatomy of a Boyfriend, but I still had the same problem with this one that I had with this one. I couldn't really relate to Dominic. Or not to Dominic exactly, but the point in where she was in her life. In this one, we see her going through her first love, first breakup, just all of the emotional things, and when I was reading it, I was not in that place. I was in a whole different scenario with my life, so I couldn't really connect with her, but I still enjoyed it. And in this one, she's now single, she's starting out at college, and I mean, all of those things are things we have in common, but she is still learning how to deal with boys. And, well, I'm not really dealing with boys right now. This is something that actually sort of let me down a little bit. I really thought we would see her in this one being a single girl, learning to be by herself, and understanding that you really don't need a boy in your life to be happy. But no, there's still a boy, and she is in a sort of relationship with him for most of the story. So again, we were still in different places. But whatevs. So the guy is named Guy. And Guy is really hot and really cute and really everything, which is kind of the contrary of what Wes was. Wes being her first boyfriend, who was more like on the cutesy side, and Guy is much more like on the hot side. And they start dating and just having fun together. And it was really rooting for Dom, you know, like, yay, you have a cute guy, have fun with him. And then there came this little point in the story where she sort of starts freaking out because she and Guy don't have the same expectations towards the relationship. Let's just say that Guy is seeing things as more of a summer romance thing, and she's seeing it as a big forever kind of thing. And she's just freaking out and thinking that her little relationship is going nowhere and blah blah blah. And at one point she thinks, I've always thought that a girlfriend is a fiance to be. What? What? No. You're 19, you're supposed to be having fun. You should be dating guys to find out what you like, not thinking it's forever with the first guy that stumbles in front of you. No. We really think different in this sense. I am not the type of person that thinks like it's gonna be forever with every relationship. I mean, that's not how it works. I think that you go out with someone to see if you like them, and maybe if you like them, you know, your relationship starts getting more serious, and more serious, to the point where you think, yeah, I can actually see you as my life partner. I would like to marry you one day and spend the rest of my life with you. But I don't go out searching for guys to marry. It's sort of a thing that starts happening slowly. I don't think as every guy I meet as a fiancé to be, that's no. Whoa, the sun disappeared. I very personally am not the type of person that says I want to get married when I grow up, because that's, I don't know, I think that if I just want to get married, any guy that I find will just fill in the role. I think that if I meet someone whom I think of as a potential life partner, then I will want to marry that person. But if he doesn't come along, then that's fine. I don't really, you know, I don't mind not getting married. And, well, yeah, I had a lot of problems in this part, and I really thought I wasn't going to like it. I actually had to put it down for a little while to sort of like cool off. But then I picked it up again and I kept reading, and things got better, so don't worry. After that little incident, Dom goes through other stuff, and she starts getting into this new place, sort of new mindset, and I enjoyed it a lot more, and it was just much more fun to read along with the story and just, you know, keep following her around for the summer. What I really like about the writing and just Daria Snadowsky's style of telling the story is that even if you don't exactly agree with Dominic's opinion, and there's always a lot of supporting characters that think differently from her. Sure, I mean, Dominic's opinions are the ones that stand out more, but still, there's Amy and there's Guy and there's her parents, and all of them have little different opinions, and I really agreed with all of them, especially with Guy and Amy, So there is always someone to relate to. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and I just think that these type of books are the kind of book that you go back to. They can sit on your shelf, but later in life you can just go back to them and reading when you need someone to relate to, or you need someone to tell you that you're not alone in your feelings. I've gone back to Anatomy of a Boyfriend a couple of times, and I'm sure I will go back to Anatomy of a Single Girl even more times in the future. And I also think that these type of books are the ones that almost everyone should read, because even if you don't agree with what's going on here, they really help you figure out what you do agree with and what you do want for yourself. Which is something that I always really appreciate in books, when they really help me define myself as a person. And I'm just going to throw this out there, but I would really love to see a book where there was actually a single girl dealing with herself, because in almost every single, at least YA novel that I know of, there's always a guy, there's always this love interest, and they usually think they're going to stay with him forever and marry him and have weird vampire babies. But that's not really what always happens. I don't doubt that that happens at times, but that's usually, you don't marry the person you fell in love with in high school. Life's messy and you meet a lot of new people, and you need to learn to be by yourself to actually have a very healthy relationship. I would just really like to see a novel that deals with that in the YA world. So, Anatomy of a Single Girl, I overall enjoyed it, and when I finished with the last page, I was just smiling and really happy, really happy to see how Dom's life is going, because she's the kind of character that grows on you, and I'm just, happy she's doing good. Oh, and another thing that I quickly forgot to mention is that I love how these both Another thing that I really quickly want to mention is that I really love how both these books talk and deal with sexuality in a very non-taboo way. I mean, sexuality is a very important part in everyone's life, and I just don't know why almost every single YA book I know just sort of shuts it out instead of being much more open about it and making it feel not awkward. Because if there is anything that has to do with sex in a YA book, they sort of try to tiptoe around it and make it all very awkward. These books are open about it, and it's just, they display it as it is, a natural part of life. So really good job. We need more authors and more books that deal with that. And thank you so much to Daria Snadowsky. I'm ruining your name, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for sending it to me and letting me review it. I really enjoyed it. So, do you guys know about books that deal with relationships and just how life can be messy? If you know about them, apart from these two, let me know in the comments. Let me know also if you've read this one, or if you've read this one, or if you've read them both, if you like them. And that's it for today. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye! I just love the covers. I think they're so fun. Can you see them? Yes, you can.